Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're joining us from. My name is Michael Watson, and I am the lead for the Microsoft Reactors in the Asia Pacific. Today, I have my great pleasure in welcoming Rachod Chamunee, who is a cloud solution architect with more than a decade of experience in various platforms across the cloud. Today, we're going to be running through a fantastic session around Azure IoT Central. We want this to be interactive, so if you have questions, please post them into the comments section and we'll endeavor to get to those as soon as we can or at the end of the session. Without further ado, I will now hand over to Rachod, who will take you through his wonderful presentation. Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you, Michael. So glad to be here. So I'll my session today. So I'll start with background about the problem statement, the IoT project, right? That I have explained before, the problem that we face, and also introducing based on the IoT solution, and then I'll show you the demo, the live demo. So I have two devices with me. One of them is the IoT device. Another one I'll use mobile to show the device. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so normally what is the IoT solution? So you may familiar with that, right? So normally we have a device, maybe some of the sensor of the manufacturing factory, some of the heat sensor, some of the temperature sensor or other sensor, right? So this sensor we call thing, and all those things, right, generate a lot of the data, right? After that, after the data coming in, right, into your IoT platform, into your software or to your receiver, right? We use this data. We use that data to generate the insight. We get the insight from that data, right? And then we take action from the data, whether we ask our machine to do something, right? Or maybe can be simple thing like, okay, when this temperature higher than the threshold that we specify, it just alert to the email to the related person. That can be easy like that, right? But in the reality, right, a lot of the IoT project, right, didn't success, right? Because there are a lot of things that happen inside. It's just not just the thing inside is action is too simply, right? But the in reality is what happened. This thing happen, right? How do you manage the solution? How do you manage security? How do you do operation? How do you cost? How do you onboard the new device, right? All these things, right? When you start the project, right? Sometime, right? We haven't think about that, right? But when we start like project like 10, 20 device, it's easy, right? We just go there, we config, and then just onboard. But when the device become like more and more, right? 100, 1,000, and it need to be comply on the security, how we can manage that, right? There's a lot of things that need to be concerned in the IoT. So that's why we see that some project, right, has a lot of problem on that, okay? And in this in Microsoft, right? So we have the solution that can be cover a lot of the project or a lot of the IoT solution, right? So I'll put into four category, right? First one is the IoT vertical, right? So there are some solution, right, that is matched for the specific solution, like for example, my customer, right? They are mostly in manufacturing, right? So then there are a lot of template, a lot of solution ready that can be connect and use with their IoT. And the second part is IoT solution itself, right? Mostly we talk about the IoT solution, IoT Central solution, and then Azure IoT reference solution, right? Then Azure services for IoT. There's a lot of services on the Azure IoT services like IoT Hub device, provisioning services, Azure AI Active Directory. I will not going down in each by services, right? But today I want to focus on one of the service called Azure IoT Central. Today this guy will be the main guy, right? So, but what is the IoT Central and how it is important, right? So basically, right, the IoT solution, the IoT Central is the IoT SaaS solution, right? Everything is provisioned to you. What you need to do is first you onboard your device, right? I'll show you later how you onboard your device with the device that I have. Second, after you onboard the device, right, data coming in, right? Data coming in, so you can see that how is your data. You can use your data into your business. You can use it to monitor. You can get it insight from there. You need it to action or to do other thing else. And also after that, right, the Azure IoT itself is made to be scaled. It can be scaled easily. You can use that into your business model, right? You can, for example, I have customer, right, that they are starting on board the IoT project, right? And then they use that as a template and a starter to replicate all of this, right, into a sellable solution in their next project, right? That would be easy like that. That would be quite easy. Okay. So before that, right? So what is the typical solution, right, in the IoT? So basically, right? So when we have a device, right? So the device, as I mentioned, this can be anything, right? That's sent to your IoT receiver, right? So it sends the data, right? And you need to have the services, right, that get your data, help you to onboard all those devices, right? And then you send to the data to keep into some of the storage, right? Either the relational storage, right? Or NoSQL storage, right? Or you can use that to do the stream analytics. You use the data to do analytics. Just put here. You use the data to do analytics, and also you use IoT data, right, into show as a dashboard, right, to do the report, to do the app, right, or to do the automation, right. You see, even on this one, right, there are a lot of the component, right, that you need to mingle with, or you need to provision it, right. It's quite complex as well. And then a part of the project, right, a part of the component, right, there would be things that you need to think about that, right. For example, how do you scale the solution? How do you do the alert and notification? How do you do the data dash export? How do you do the device connectivity and other things, right? A lot of things that you need to take care of, right? So it's not easy as it seems, right? Then I have the solution for you. So as I mentioned before, so if you are familiar with Microsoft services, right? So you can substitute that with other Microsoft services. But today, we use the IoT Central, right? Mostly, IoT Central will taking care of the things to you, of the thing that you need to do manually, or you need to customize that. It's very easy, right? It helps you to do the onboarding. It helps you to keep the data in the database that you can use that to do the reporting, or do you use that to do analysis, right? Basic analysis. And also they come up with ability, right, to alert, to do some of the automation. And also, right, you can use your current tool, right? If you have the application, you have the Power BI report or other report too. So we can export, and then we can integrate, right? This IoT Central provide you the API, right, that help you to integrate with the IoT. You can use your custom app that you have, and also to integrate with the Azure IoT Central. Okay, so that is quite easy. That's why when I talk to the customer, right, they are normally, right, when they start the project, right, they start with brick and mortar, right. They create, for example, they create some code on Node.js, right. They provision the database, they create some web app, and then they do everything manually, right? That is very challenging, right? Because you see that a lot of things that need to be managed. So that's why IoT Central will help to speed up all these things. You don't need to do that. It's provided with the IoT Central. Okay. Then I'll skip to my screen, right, to see how the IoT Central in action, right? So basically, right, I'll show you three main components of the IoT Central that normally we are using in the project and we use it a lot. The first part is how to provision the IoT Central application, right? There are few ways to provision on that. Second, right, today I have one IoT device. Hope that you can see this small device with the screen. And another one, I can simulate my mobile as the IoT device as well. And after that, right, after we get the data, we'll show you that how to do the dashboard, how you analyze all of this data from the device. So that would be planned for today. Okay, so let me just skip to my another screen. Okay. Okay. So normally there are two ways to do that to provision Azure IoT Central. So the first way is if you are familiar with Azure, right, you can just create, right? You create into your resource group. Okay, you type for IoT. Oh, sorry. Okay, Azure IoT. Let me see that. Okay, so you will see the IoT Central application here. You just click create. So what is the parameter that you need? So you need the resource name. So I'll just put reactor 01, right? And you select the subscription, you select the resource group, and we have the pricing plan in here. So I'll put the standard 0 first. And there is a template, right? You can see that in the IoT Central application, they come up with a lot of templates that it can be matched on your industry that you are working on. Like if you are in water industry, so they have water consumption, so they have solar power, they have install analytics, and then other things. But in this today's session, we'll go with the custom application first. And then location, I am in Southeast Asia, so I'll create that. It will take some time, okay? And I'll show you another way to do that. So for those that might not have Azure account already, so you just search that. So you'll be Azure IoT Central. Okay. You come up in here. So this will be the main dashboard for the Azure IoT Central, right? You click here and there pop up the almost the same template in your IoT. But the good thing is that you can see that. So this is 7-day trial that you can play with that with the full function of the Azure IoT Central. Okay, you can just go there and then click clear that. And they will ask you to log in. So let me just use my Microsoft account. Right. And then ask for the security. Let me just put down my security. Okay. It's almost the same, right? So you put your application name and then the URL, right? And it will be automatically put the iotcentral.com as your IoT Central URL, right? Template, it's the same. So you can use the blank template or custom application. And also, you can use the pricing tier in here. So you can use free, and then you can use standard 0 or other one. But yeah, you can start with the free one first. Okay. I'm going back to the one that I'll just create. Okay, it's finished, right? Okay, so this is after you provision the IoT Central services, right? You will get the URL, right? You can see here. So reactor01.azureiotcentral.com. So just click here. Okay, so this is the landing page of the IoT Central, right? You can see that there are multiple tabs on that. I'll just go through it very quickly. Right, first one is the dashboard, right? So I'll show you on the third part. So you can build the dashboard, customize dashboard that can be for your personal, that can be for your corporate, or you can share to the external party to connect into your dashboard. Second is the device, right? So you can onboard your device. Okay. Third one is device group. Okay. Third one is analytics. And then job, device template, right? And then data export that can help you to export things. And this is the administration, right? You can add users, you can add roles, you can manage the device connection here on the Azure IoT. Okay. So, and how can I onboard the IoT device? So I'll show you two ways to do that. So you can see that my small device here, this one. So it's called Waymo terminal. So it's one of the IoT device with the screen, right? So you see that it's in configuration mode. So I'll log in there and then put some key information in there. So it will be pop up in Azure IoT. Okay. So let me just call up my putty. Okay, my putty is up. Set my serial. So my device is in COM3, right? So I'll just connect there. Is up. So I'll just use help. So that the device, how to onboard the device is different. So this one is IoT plug and play compatible device. So they are encapsulate some of the code that help you to onboard your IoT device easier. Okay. So for me, in this case, I use the IoT device, right? So I'll put the set IoT. See, and we see the information in your dashboard. Okay, so you come to administration, right? And then device connection. Okay, you see the device that two type of the environment group is already there. Okay, and you see, so the first part is SaaS IoT device, and also another one is SaaS IoT Edge device. So I'll do first one first. Okay. So the first one is the SaaS IoT device, and they have the ID scope here that makes sure that you are connect into the correct IoT Central. They have the share SaaS key, right, that you can use to connect into the device into your IoT Central, right? Okay, so let me just connect my device into the IoT Central here. Okay, so let's use the command set here, and then my ID scope, and another one is I use the primary key, and the name. So I'll just type Waymo 2. Okay, so they are set up connection, connect successfully. So that's how normally how we are able to onboard using the SaaS key. So let me just restart my device so you can see that it's sending the telemetry data. Okay, it's connecting to my Wi-Fi now. Just wait for the moment for them to onboarding the device. Okay, just waiting. Okay, now it's coming. So I'll show you here. So this is my device. You can see, right? So now it start sending the telemetry in the device as well. Okay, so just wait for them to send the telemetry data so we can play around with the data that on that. But just let me go back into here. Okay, just recap what I'll show to you. So right, as I mentioned, so there are two ways to provision the IoT device, right? IoT Central. First one that I'll show you, we provision on Azure portal, right? So you just go there and then search for the IoT Central application. And another one you provision directly that on the website app.azure IoT Central. And then this parameter, right? Application name, application URL, application template, pricing plan, and then free plan is also available, right? As I mentioned, right? And another one, right? How to onboard the device, right? So in the IoT Central, right, we support two modes of the authentication, right? First one is slash, the one that I'll use. So you use the key, right, put into your device, and then it will access into the IoT Central. Another one is X509 certificate. And also I'll put the link here that you can actually use your cell phone as the IoT device. Okay, so let me just show you how to do that. Okay, so you can see my Rhino here. Okay, so you can see some of the device up in here. You can see the. I'll just create a new device. Okay. I'll put the unassigned, so the device name, device ID, and then I put this one first. Okay, so I create this device. So as on my iPhone, this one is pre-registered, and then put device name in here. Okay, and then if you want to connect, right, you go to connect here. You can see that there's key in here, and also you can see the QR code in here. Okay, and then you can use your QR code, right? So if you have the IoT plug and pay, let me just show you the IoT plug and pay. Okay, so you can see here, okay, and then you scan. Okay, it will take some time to onboard your mobile to Azure IoT Central. Okay, just wait. Okay, it's connecting, so you can see the status. Okay, it's coming. Okay, so you can see that the metric is coming, right? So the iPhone, so you will have some of the geolocation. So you have battery level, you have barometer, you have the gyroscope, and then this accelerometer, right? So this one, it can be help you to quick start, and then so you can try a lot of things on the IoT Central using your mobile device. So if you don't have the IoT device available for now, and see after we onboard what will you have. Okay, So let's just start with my my IoT device first. Okay, so in this IoT device, right? So I have 4 or 5 data that is available, right? So I have the accelerator X, Y, and Z, right? All of this dimension, right? And also I also have other thing as well. So let me show you later. In this screen, right? So you have the overview that show off the information. You have the command. You can see raw data that it actually sent there, right? So you have light intensity, we have middle button, I have right button, we have buzzer, and then unmodel data and other things, right? So and how, let's see how we can manage all of this device, right? Okay. Go back into the dashboard, right? And then we can doing analytics later. So let me just show you the device first. And also on the iPhone, right? So you can see the metric over here. So you can see the battery level, you can see the altitude, you can see accelerator, you can see the rotation. So this one is already up and then is coming up. Okay. Okay, go to mobile mode. Okay, and you can manage template here. You can manage the device here as well. So you can edit the template that I have here. You can add the capability. You can have the view, right? So in this case, right? So I want to update my view, right? So now it show the accelerator data, right? And another thing that I want to show the light. So I start in here. I start with the device, right? And you see the telemetry, right? That I mentioned. So I want to show the light intensity in this screen as well. So I just select the light intensity, right? And then you can put other telemetry as well if you want. So this is the property. So I not put any property as of now yet. So I add the title here. Okay. And then you can see that light intensity is in here. Okay. So there are, you can change the visualization into other things, right? They have KPI, bar chart, heat map, line chart, pie chart, and then last no value. So I'll stick with line chart first. Then you can use this to change the size of the grid, right? So this one is 2.2, so I can put in that as 3.t. Okay. You can edit the axis, right? You can what you want to show on the title of the chart, right? Of the grid, right? You want to see the legend. You want to show X and Y axis, right? And also display range. I'll just put past 30 minutes first, right? And then the interval of the update, and then the telemetry that I'll use. So I'll use the 1 minute first. Okay, right. So I say, and I'll see. Sorry. All right, so I already update in here. So I'll go back into the mobile. Right, and another one that I want to show you is actually in this one, right, we can send back the command to see that whether how this Azure IoT can help you to send the command back into your device. So I'll test with this guy, right? So this guy can ring the buzzer, right? So I have the terminal to ring the buzzer now. So the duration is, I just put 3000 millisecond, right? So this will show you they will play the sound, right? So hopefully that you can see that, or you can hear that. Yep, 5 seconds is end. So you can see that, right? Command arrive in the small here. So this one show that I send the command back into the device, right? Okay, so that's how we can onboard the device and see how we can play with that. Okay. And also another part that I want to show you is analyze the historical trend, and also you can see that how the data show into your dashboard as well. So let me just switch into my another IoT device, because this one we just onboard, so there are not a lot of the data. So I'll use another one. Okay. So this one come up with some of the data of the reactor. Okay, so we come up with this. Okay, so see the device. You see, so I have the RCC01, so as the terminal, and another one is also the iPhone. Okay, so the same information, but you can see that the device is not aligned. And also we see in the analytic, right? So this is the main part of the analytic part, right? So you can create a query and you can see the dashboard after this. So we start with the create query first. Okay, and also the analytic part, right? So we select the device group first. So we have the Waymo terminal for our device, and then IoT plug and play mobile for my iPhone. So I start with this Waymo first, and I select the telemetry, right? Let's see, I'll just use the light intensity, and also one of the telemetry. I'll just use accelerator X, right? And then, as I mentioned before, so there are some function, right, that is help you to group by all of those information, like device ID. You can group by the device ID. You can group by the device name, or you don't need to group by at all. So I'll don't group by first. So just move to none. Okay. Right. So you can see the two telemetry here. So you can see the light intensity, and you can see the accelerator X on here. Okay. So you can see the interval size, right? How much the interval that you want to see. Right. So you can see the graph that is updated based on the interval size. Okay. And also there is a bar in here that you can select the data, or select the time frame that you want to see the data that you already keep from your IoT device. So you can specify here if I want to see the last 6 hours, last night. So you can see that the light intensity is 0, right? And then accelerator X is almost the same because I just put there, right? So there's not much change around here. Okay, and also if you want to zoom down in each of the part, right, that is also possible. So you can just put here, you just select the data, the duration of the data that you want to see, right? And then they have the button say that zoom in, right? You can just zoom there, and actually it's quite good. So you can double zoom to here, right? And then that's very good one, because this function, right? As you can see, I don't need to do other thing, right? I just onboard the device send the telemetry data, and also you can do simple analytic or simple the calculation from out of the box, right? So you can just put the analytic here, right? And then I just save. So I just save. I take one. Okay, so you get some analytic information here already. Okay, so that's the first part of the analytic. Second part, so what about the dashboard? Dashboard is the one thing that the customer, right? If you build that from the scratch or you use the web to do that, I think it's quite complex, right? And it time consuming as well. But with the IoT Central, so you can use your data and then it come up with the dashboard ability that help you to create that easier. So I just create a new dashboard. And also there has the two type of the dashboard, right? Because when you are in the organization, then it's possible that you create a dashboard for your management team to see how the overall IoT device of your enterprise look like. So you can select the organization as well, or you can do with the personal dashboard. In this one, I'll show the personal dashboard first. So, right. Right. So this one is a new dashboard. So I just edit the dashboard. Right. You see the screen is quite the same. That when I'll show the analytic to you. So you can start with the visual or you can start with the device. So let me just previously I'll start with the device first. So in this time I'll show you start with the visual. So you select what you want to place in the dashboard. For example, I can start with label first, okay, or the image first. I'll put the image here. That can be your company, or that can be any of the picture that you put in here, okay. And you can put the size available, so you can manage everything in here, like this one. So you can see size available, you can edit, and you can select the picture, okay. I don't have a big picture with me, so I'll just skip that. Okay. Okay. So let me just go down here. Okay. Just 1.1. Okay. And also you can put like some of the label in here. You can put like IoT Central or whatever that you want to put there. So like IoT management. Dashboard. Okay. Right. And then I want to put the information in there, right? So I just want to use one bar chart and also one of the maybe chart. Okay, just line chart and bar chart. Okay. So put line chart here. I put another bar chart here. Okay. So I just want to I want to put the data, right? If you remember, I have two kinds of the data. One of them is for my iPhone, another one for my IoT device, right? So I can just hit here, right? And then this line chart. So I just mentioned this from the IoT, right? And then I'll just put last 1 day, interval 1 hour, device group. So I have this one, right? And then select the device. I only have one device. And telemetry, what I want to see, line intensity, and then some of the other parameters. Okay, it's coming as a magic, right? Very easy to do that. And next, I want to do the same as my iPhone. Okay, so I'll use this iPhone data, iPhone chart. Okay. And as one day device group, so it's IoT plug and play mobile. And this group you can customize, and you can create your own group, right? So this one is the name of, and select the, I'll just use battery, and another one I'll use the um, location, latitude. Okay, and update. Yeah, you can see that the data that I'll show, right, that keep from my IoT device or my external device can be shown here, and then you can have multiple group of the device to do that. For example, I'll use my example of my customer, how they do that, right? So basically, they use this dashboard, right, and then they use this as a factory, right? They use it like factory 1, factory 2, factory 3, and factory 4, right? And then they can see all of those data, right? That can be summarized, percentage of the data running, how many IoT device is sending the data, or etc. or other data, right? So that's very easy to do that on the IoT Central dashboard, okay? And then a lot of people ask me that. So what about if I want to get this data, right? And then I want to do deep analytics, right? Or integrate with other data. How can I do that? Yeah, IoT Central, right? As a default, it will keep the data with in their database for 30 days for free. It bundle with the data. But then if you want to keep the data more than 30 days, so you need to export to other sources. And then how we can do that? Quite easy as well. So you come into the data export, right? And then you see the destination. So let's see the destination first. Okay, I add the destination. So just put any name. So I just put the IoT destination, right? And then currently destination type, right? So this is what we support as of today. So you can put in the block storage, you can put directly into the data explorer, you can put directly to event hub, you can put in service bus queue, and also you can integrate with the webhook first. But normally how we decide that, okay? For the data, right? If you say that, okay, 30 days is enough for me, I want to just monitor 30 days, and then I just want to keep the old data as a reference data. I don't want to doing analytics on that. So block storage might be a good one to you. So because if you save into the file, then you can use external tool to see it or import it into another database. But most of the client or most of the company don't do that, right? They are usually, right, use the data directly into the external database or external analytic program, right, into to doing advanced analytics. So in this case, right, normally what we use is we use the event hub to send out the information, right? Then you can specify the string. If you are on Azure, you can use the system assignment identity, and then you can put the host name of the event hub, and then enter the event hub name. So that's how you can export the data from Azure IoT Central into the other sources, right? Very easy as well. And another part that I want to talk about is the administration, right? Then after we do that, right? So when it's not when you create it, right? You want to make sure that other people in your company, right, or some of them, right, can be your end customer or your partner, right, that want to um, um, access to your IoT Central, right? So you can put the information in here. So you can add new organization, right, that contain user and device. You can add the user here, for example. I can put like external. This one is just email, so you can add there. So let me just put. I have another one, so you can add in your current access, right, into your organization. You can add a role, like it can be operator, can be builder. So, but if and also administrator as well. So that's the user, and also a part of the user is a role, right? So you can add the role here. So there are three default role that come with the platform, and also you can add the role here. You can see that this is the thing that I like about IoT Central, right? It come up with these two, right? Like permission two that can be specified very detailed, right? It's very atomic, right? You can see that you can have just full control on this thing, and you can have device connectivity management. You can have full control or just some instance or just read or delete and other thing, right? The list go on, right? You don't need to make anything on yourself, right? And it's quite easy. And also this one, the device connection that what we have now. And also in normally, right, when you have the device, right, it sometimes it's not make sense to do that. You can do the bug upload here as well. And also if you have external, like you want to have the webhook, or you want to connect directly from your application to get the data from your to Azure IoT Central, you can create API token here and call this to get the data that you need. Okay. And the last one I want to show is the device template, right? Because of these two devices is IoT plug and play, so it's come up with the device template like this one that from the mobile, and also the device that I use, they come up with the also device template as well. In this case, right, if you have a lot of the same device in your company, right, you can create the device template that you can use that, right? And also it come up with the template, right? You can see that Microsoft has put the template available in the market, right? You can see there's quite a lot of the template that is already there. So this one that I use, there will be other list as well, right? You can see a lot of the IoT device that can be here. So you can access there and or you can search there that this IoT device is available for you to use. So you can just connect there and then you can get the telemetry easier, right? And let me just recap here. So what I'll just show to you, this is the analytic trend that I'll show to you. So basically that they have analytic ability, right? That you can do in the graph, you can do simple analytics from the platform itself, right? And lastly, what I've told to you, right, that I'll show the demo to you, you can get almost the same thing that I'll show in the Microsoft website here. Right, so this one that will be the quick start is a little this example, right, that available on the Microsoft website is actually for you to test with a mobile phone. It's very easy. It will be step by step, right? So they will show you quick start, how to onboard the device, right? They will say that how you can register the device, how you use mobile device to do that. They have also showing how to onboard the rule, right? Test the rule, how to export the data, right? I show in here, like you can configure the database and you configure the data export to upload into your database directly. And also other thing, so if you have more time to do that, so you can check out the retail specific solution as well, like installer to check out. We have energy, and we have the government, and we have the healthcare as well. So I think that's all from my side. So if you guys have any questions.
Thank you so much, Rachod. There doesn't appear to be any questions, but that's okay. We might have a bit of a quiet audience and they're just taking it all in. But what I've put is a link to our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen, for you to go back and watch this again if you've missed anything. We'll have it uploaded in the next 24 hours. I've also listed Rashod's LinkedIn details into the chat, so please reach out to him, connect with him. Really valuable information. Share it with your customers and partners, and get him involved if need be. But without further ado, I will wrap up the session and saying thank you so much, Rachod, for such a wonderful and informative session. I wish everyone a safe and happy holiday, whatever you're doing the next couple of weeks, and we look forward to kicking off our next event in January. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you for having me here, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.